All right, so we're going to use the index, which will list all the um, instances of a particular model, and we're going to also use the show example in this video. So we'll demonstrate these RESTful actions. Let's go back to our Cooker website, and let's say that we want to list all the recipes. So listing all the recipes, we're going to use that index action, and we're using the dot notation, so we'll be doing Flask make view recipes, because this is recipe is our model, and that means our controller will be recipe controller. Remember, I singularize models, singularize controllers, and views and routes are pluralized. So I'll have recipes dot index, and then I'll have recipe model and recipe controller. Let's put it all together and see what we come up with here. All right, so just go ahead and open up our route here, and we'll put recipes with an S. Okay, press enter, get our 404 error here. Let's close this off. So we're in Cooker. In our terminal command, we're going to type in Flask make view, and then it's going to be recipes dot index. Now we're going to route, which is slash recipes, and this is where, if you don't like the conventions, you can override what I've set up as conventions. Route controller is going to be recipe controller, and model will be recipe. Okay, so I'll press enter, everything will load. What we should get is several things, and we'll kind of check out what we get. Let's see if the page loads. Toot, toot, toot. Hey, so that's awesome in my opinion. I know it's loading a lot of times. It's loading because it's loading on every file change, and Flask Commands is making a ton of file changes. So let's just kind of see what we got. We have a lot listed down here, but I'll go through what we ended up with. So let's see here. So we have a new controller, recipes controller. The recipe controller ended up being registered in the controllers folder. We have a new model. We haven't actually looked too much at models, and our model is just a stubbed out version of a generic model. It sets the table's name to the pluralized version, has an ID, a created at and updated at, and then store in database, delete from database, some methods, and then just a wrap so that you, if you're testing in the terminal, you can kind of see what the object looks like. Let's see, it also got registered, so it's right there, which is good. And then let's see, in routes, we have a recipes route, and oops, it's not the recipes routes. We have a recipes folder for recipes, and there is the registration of the folder. It's also the blueprint got registered back in the app. I'll show you that here in just a second. But there's the route, and that's why it appeared on the page, and it's serving the recipe controller's index method. So let's go and see that that blueprint got registered. There's the recipes blueprint that got registered for us. Just a ton of stuff just to get one simple page on the screen to load, and you saw it took a second to do that. So just So you know I also feel like that was a bit of typing though. Let me come back here. So we typed all of this and took me a little bit of time to do that. We could have just typed, let me clear this so it's on top of the screen. We could have just typed Flask make view and then recipes.index and then done -R for route, -C for controller, and -M for model. Or you can just combine them all, route, controller, model, and it would have done exactly the same thing. Just to prove this to you, let's say that we want, we'll do this with the generic posts. So let's say we want to have posts on our website, and we'll go to posts. So you can see it's not there. Then press that, boom, same, super quick, and there you go. So exactly the same process. This is much easier to remember for me, especially. And it tells you what an inferred thing says. If you want to override these, then you can always go back and use the much longer command.